Welcome back to the trip window. Ireland is emerald green, a land of rolling hills, rugged cliffs and ancient castles. Where myths come alive, music fills the air and the Atlantic crashes against the shores. Join us on a journey through Ireland's landscapes, legends and timeless culture. Dublin. A city that doesn't just sit on the map, it pulses with a vibrant, irrepressible lifeblood. Its story is etched into every stone and carried on every breeze that sweeps in from the Irish Sea. This is the heart of Ireland, a capital city that feels more like a collection of tightly knit villages, each with its own distinct character and secrets to share. Founded by Vikings over 1,000 years ago at a dark pool or Dubh Linn, the city has grown, rebelled and reinvented itself time and again. Today, its ancient soul coexists with a dynamic, youthful energy. It's a place of dualities, a city of scholars and storytellers, of saints and rebels, where a sombre history is the foundation for a culture of profound joy and celebration. To walk through Dublin is to walk through layers of time, where a modern glass facade might reflect a Georgian townhouse that has stood for centuries. At the city's cultural and academic core lies Trinity College. Passing through its gates feels like stepping into another world, leaving the city's hum behind for a sanctuary of cobblestone squares and scholarly pursuits. Founded in 1592, its list of alumni reads like a who's who of literary genius: Oscar Wilde, Samuel Beckett, Bram Stoker. But its greatest treasure is hidden within the old library, the Book of Kells. This isn't merely a book, it's a miracle of survival, a masterpiece of Celtic art created by monks around 800 AD. To gaze upon its pages, filled with impossibly intricate illustrations and vibrant pigments, is to connect with a faith and artistry that endured through the darkest of ages. The long room itself is a cathedral of knowledge, the air thick with the scent of old paper and leather, its towering shelves holding the wisdom of centuries. From the quiet reverence of Trinity, we plunge into the sensory explosion of Temple Bar. By day, it's a hub of creative energy with art galleries, quirky shops and food markets. But as dusk falls, the area transforms. The cobblestone streets echo with a symphony of sound, the lively jigs and reels of traditional music spilling from pub doorways, the murmur of a dozen languages, and the universal sound of laughter. This isn't just a tourist district, it's the city's living room, where stories are swapped over pints and strangers become friends for the night. The music here is a living tradition, passed down through generations, an authentic, unamplified expression of Irish soul. And you can't speak of Dublin pubs without speaking of the drink that defines them, Guinness. A pilgrimage to the Guinness storehouse at St. James's Gate is a rite of passage. The experience is a journey through the heart of the black stuff, from its simple ingredients, water, barley, hops and yeast, to its global legacy. You learn the art of the perfect two-part pour, a ritual that takes 119.5 seconds and is a point of national pride. The reward for your journey is a pint in the gravity bar, offering a breathtaking 360-degree view of the city. As you look out over the rooftops and spires, you're not just tasting a beer, you're tasting Dublin itself. But Dublin's story has a sombre, defiant side. To understand the Ireland of today, you must understand its struggle for independence, a story powerfully told on the city's streets. The General Post Office on O'Connell Street is more than a post office. It's a sacred ground. It was here, during the Easter Rising of 1916, that Irish rebels declared a republic. The building's pillars, still scarred by bullets, are a visceral reminder of the conflict and sacrifice that forged the nation. An even more poignant journey into this past is a visit to Kilmainham Jail. Walking through its cold, silent corridors and stark cells is a profoundly moving experience. This former prison held many of the most famous figures in Ireland's fight for freedom. It was here that the leaders of the 1916 Rising spent their final days before their execution, transforming a military defeat into a moral victory that inspired a nation. The silence in Kilmainham speaks volumes about the price of freedom and the resilience of the human spirit. Yet, for all its history, Dublin is a city firmly planted in the 21st century. Along the River Liffey, the Silicon Docks buzz with the energy of global tech giants, its futuristic architecture a stark contrast to the city's Georgian core. This is the new Dublin, innovative, multicultural and forward-looking. From the ancient manuscripts of Trinity College to the revolutionary echoes of Kilmainham Jail, from the raucous joy of a temple bar music session to the quiet ambition of its tech quarter, Dublin is a city of captivating contrasts. It's a place that invites you not just to visit, but to participate, to listen to its stories, and perhaps to add one of your own. The Irish landscape is legendary. It's a phrase you hear often, but to truly understand it, you must feel it. This is the Emerald Isle, a land where the scenery is not just a backdrop, but the main character in a story thousands of years in the making. It's a place where myth and geology are intertwined, where the weather shifts the light and mood in an instant. Our journey begins on the wild Atlantic coast, where the land meets the sea in one of its most dramatic confrontations. Here the Cliffs of Moher rise from the Atlantic, titans of stone guarding the coast of County Clare. For 14 kilometres, these sheer faces of shale and sandstone soar to heights of over 200 metres. Their story began over 300 million years ago, when a great river delta deposited layer upon layer of sediment, which over eons compressed into the stratified rock we see today. The relentless power of the Atlantic has spent millennia carving these walls, revealing the island's history. To stand at the edge is to feel the raw power of nature. The wind rushes up from the waves, carrying the salty spray and the cries of thousands of seabirds. This is one of Europe's most important nesting sites for puffins, razorbills and guillemots. But this place is as steeped in legend as it is in nature. The southernmost point is called Hag's Head, named for the witch Mal, who, according to folklore, chased the hero Cuchulainn across Ireland. As he leapt to safety, Mal missed her footing and was dashed against the rocks below, a timeless reminder of the stories this land holds. From the dramatic cliffs we travel south to County Kerry to embark on one of the world's most celebrated road trips, the Ring of Kerry. This 179-kilometre route is a full immersion into Ireland's southwestern peninsula. The journey winds through a landscape of constant, captivating change. One moment, you're navigating the foothills of the McGillycuddy's Reeks, Ireland's highest mountain range. The next, the view opens up to the legendary lakes of Killarney, their still waters reflecting the sky like dark mirrors. Every turn reveals a new vista, rolling emerald hills, deep glacial valleys, and sparkling rivers. You'll pass through charming seaside villages like Sneem with its brightly painted houses, and Waterville, a favourite retreat of Charlie Chaplin. But the beauty here isn't just natural. The route is a thread connecting millennia of human history. Look for ancient stone forts, like the remarkably preserved Stegu Fort, its circular walls standing silent for over 2,000 years. To truly experience the Ring of Kerry is to take your time. Stop the car, walk to a viewpoint and pause in a village pub where the warmth of a peat fire and the sound of a traditional music session might just convince you to stay. Leaving the lush greens of Kerry behind, our journey takes us to a place that feels like another world, the Burren. Its name comes from the Irish word boirian, meaning a rocky place. This is a vast, otherworldly landscape of glaciated karst, a limestone pavement stretching for over 250 square kilometres. It can feel like walking on the moon. The limestone is crisscrossed by a network of cracks, or grikes, creating a stark geometric pattern. But the Burren is a paradox. This seemingly sterile environment is home to a unique botanical ecosystem where Arctic, alpine and Mediterranean flowers grow side by side. Rising from the grey stone is the iconic Poulnabrone dolmen, a portal tomb dating back over 5,000 years, a solemn monument to the ancient people who farmed and worshipped in this incredible place. Finally, we travel north to the coast of County Antrim in Northern Ireland, to a site where myth and science collide, the Giant's Causeway. The legend is one of Ireland's most famous. It speaks of the giant Fionn McCumhale, or Finn McCool, who built a causeway of massive stones to challenge his Scottish rival Benadonna. When Benadonna fled in a panic, he tore up the causeway behind him, leaving what we see today. The scientific explanation is no less dramatic. Around 60 million years ago, molten basalt erupted, cooled and contracted, fracturing into 40,000 near-perfect hexagonal columns. Walking on these stones is an unforgettable experience. You can hop from column to column, exploring formations with whimsical names like the Giant's Boot and the Wishing Chair. It feels like a playground built by giants, a place where you can physically touch a story written in stone. a testament to natural geometry on a colossal scale. From the wind-whipped heights of the Cliffs of Moher to the verdant loops of the Ring of Kerry, from the stony moonscape of the Burren to the mythical steps of the Giant's Causeway, Ireland's natural wonders are more than just beautiful sights. They are living landscapes, each with a deep story to tell. They are places of immense power and delicate beauty, where every stone and hillside is woven into the fabric of Irish identity. This wild beauty invites awe, adventure, and reflection at every step. To journey through Ireland is to walk through the pages of a living storybook, where every stone and every hill holds a memory. Nowhere is this more tangible than in its castles, the silent, steadfast guardians of a turbulent and triumphant past. Ireland's castles tell centuries of stories, tales of clan warfare, noble dynasties, and the relentless march of time. They are not merely ruins, but powerful anchors to the nation's identity, each one a chapter in a grand, sprawling epic written in stone and mortar. Consider Bunratty Castle in County Clare. First built around 1425, this formidable tower house has been meticulously restored to its 15th century glory. To step inside is to be transported. You can almost hear the echoes of medieval life in its great hall, feel the history woven into its ancient tapestries, and imagine the O'Brien and McNamara clans who once ruled from these very rooms. The experience extends beyond the castle walls into the adjoining Folk Park, a living village where the sights, sounds, and even smells of 19th century Ireland are brought vividly to life. Here, history isn't just observed, it's experienced, from the warmth of a peat fire in a farmhouse kitchen to the rhythmic clang of a blacksmith's hammer. Further east, Kilkenny Castle presents a different kind of grandeur. Originally a 12th century fortress for the powerful Butler family, it evolved over 800 years into an elegant ducal palace. Walking through its corridors, you trace a path from stark Norman defence to Victorian comfort. The magnificent Long Gallery, with its painted ceiling and collection of family portraits, speaks of a legacy of art and influence that shaped this region for centuries. It stands today not as a relic of war, but as a testament to endurance and adaptation, its beautiful parklands offering a tranquil escape in the heart of a vibrant city. And then there is Ashford Castle, a fairy tale vision on the shores of Loch Corrib. Once the estate of the Guinness family, it has been transformed into one of the world's most celebrated hotels. Here history is draped in luxury. While its ancient stones whisper of medieval origins, the experience is one of modern indulgence, falconry on the lawn, boating on the Laugh, and unparalleled hospitality. Ashford proves that these historic structures can find new life, preserving their soul while offering a new chapter of stories for a new generation of visitors. Bunratty Castle, Kilkenny Castle, and Ashford Castle each preserve history in their own unique way, offering distinct windows into the island's complex past. But some fortresses are more than just stone and mortar, they are steeped in myth. The Rock of Cashel in Tipperary, the traditional seat of the kings of Munster, is such a place. Legend claims that St. Patrick himself converted King Angus here in the 5th century. Its collection of medieval buildings, a round tower, a high cross, and a Gothic cathedral creates an unforgettable silhouette against the sky, a symbol of both spiritual and temporal power that has dominated the landscape for over a millennium. This deep-rooted history doesn't just echo in silent halls, it sings through the very air of the island. Music flows everywhere, a constant life-affirming current. It spills from the doors of local pubs, where the trad session is a sacred ritual. This isn't a performance for an audience, but a conversation between musicians. The lively cry of the fiddle, the soulful heartbeat of the bodhran, and the haunting wail of the Willian pipes weave together in a spontaneous, joyful celebration of community and heritage. And from the raw energy of the pub to the quiet contemplation of a garden, you'll find the harp. For centuries it was the most revered of all Irish instruments, played by bards in the courts of ancient kings. Today, its delicate, shimmering melodies are the sound of Ireland's soul, a direct link to the Gaelic aristocracy and the poetic traditions of old. The harp is more than an instrument, it's the national emblem, a symbol of resilience and artistry that has endured through centuries of upheaval. This vibrant musical heritage is just one thread in a rich tapestry of Celtic traditions that continue to thrive. These traditions live on in festivals, dance, and timeless craftwork. In the Aran Islands, weavers create sweaters whose stitches tell stories. The cable for a fisherman's rope, the honeycomb for a good catch. Each pattern is a family's legacy. In Galway, the Claddagh ring is still crafted, its design of hands, heart and crown a universal symbol of love, loyalty and friendship. And then there is the dance, from the joyous, communal spinning of a Ceilidh to the breathtaking precision and athleticism of modern step dancing. Irish dance is a spectacle of energy and discipline, a tradition that has captivated the world. But the true keeper of this heritage, the element that breathes life into the castles, the music and the crafts, is the Irish people themselves. There is a famous Gaelic phrase, Said Meal Failte, which means 100,000 welcomes. This is not just a saying, it is a philosophy. The Irish people share their heritage with a warmth and wit that is utterly captivating. The pub is their living room, a place for the crack, that uniquely Irish blend of news, gossip and storytelling that binds a community together. To share a pint and a story here is to be welcomed not as a tourist but as a friend. And that welcome is often extended around a table laden with the comforting flavours of the land and sea. To understand Ireland you must taste it. Taste hearty, slow-cooked lamb stews that warm you from the inside out. Taste the creamy butter and freshly baked soda bread, and of course sip the uisce beata, the water of life, fine Irish whiskey, a spirit as complex and full of character as the people who make it. Feel the rhythm of Ceilidh dancing, a whirlwind of shared joy where everyone is invited to join in. From the first bite of a full Irish breakfast to the last note of a fiddle at midnight, every experience is a connection to Ireland's soul. It is a culture that is not just preserved but lived, breathed and generously shared with all who come to its shores. Ireland is more than a destination. It is a land of legends and landscapes, music and myths. From ancient castles to sweeping cliffs, from lively streets to serene hills, Ireland's beauty is timeless. This is Ireland. Magical, proud, unforgettable,